Elements fire Snapple. Rain. Air. Earth. Apple Moon Magazine pumpkins and bats. Shop all Snapple flavors Snapple.com. Are peach-o'-lanterns a thing? If not, can they be? Real fact, number 1667, the fear of Halloween is called Samhainophobia. Real fact, number 1668, the first jack-o'-lantern was made of turnip, not pumpkin. Real fact, number 1665, candy corn was originally called chicken feed. Still not a fan. 24 hours water fasting. X.com/French cream soda.
Egalitarianism, from French equal, or equalitarianism, is a school of thought within political philosophy that builds on the concept of social equality, prioritizing it for all people. The fundamental rights, to which a person is inherently entitled simply because she or he is a human being. Human rights are moral principles or norms for standards of human behavior and are regularly protected as substantive rights in substantive law, municipal, and international law. Education is important and impactful in all regards. All temples, except one Chaturbuja, face the sunrise, another symbolic feature that is predominant in Hindu temples. The relative layout of temples integrate masculine and feminine deities, and symbols highlight the interdependence. Where gods love to pray, x.com/Saint Gothic.
This, dedicated to two religions, Hinduism and Jainism, suggesting a tradition of acceptance and respect for diverse religious views among Hindus and Jains in the region. Apple Moon Magazine pumpkins and bats. The temple complex was forgotten and overgrown by the jungle until 1838, when Captain T.S. Burt, a British engineer, visited the complex and reported his findings in the Journal of the Asiatic Society of Bengal. The Kandaria Mahadeva temple is decorated with a profusion of sculptures with intricate details, symbolism, and expressiveness of ancient Indian art. Most Khajuraho temples were built between 885 C and 1000 C by the Chandela dynasty. The sites are judged to contain cultural and natural heritage around the world considered to be of outstanding value to humanity. World Heritage Sites are landmarks and areas with legal protection by an international convention administered by UNESCO for having cultural, historical, or scientific significance, as well as the Indian arts as exemplified by the pervasive presence of Kam-related reliefs and sculpture in old Hindu temples. Of these, the Khajuraho in Madhya Pradesh is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Among the surviving temple, one in Rajasthan has all the major chapters and sexual positions sculpted to illustrate the Kama Sutra. The text is one of many Indian texts on Kama Shastra. It is a much translated work in Indian and non-Indian languages, and has influenced many secondary texts that followed since the 4th century CE.
Kama Sutra. The text majorly dealt with the philosophy and theory of love, what triggers desire, what sustains it, and how and when it is good or bad. The Hindu concept of Purusharthas and lists desire, sexuality, and emotional fulfillment as one of the proper goals of life. The Kama Sutra, written on a palm tree leaf. India superstition. Hanging pumpkin absorbs evil eye and black magic. Pumpkin is prevalent in Indian cuisine.
One of India's favorite winter foods. Pumpkin gourds floated across the ocean centuries before the Atlantic trade began and deposited their seeds onto Indian soil via the Hindu. Batuta says that there have been reports of the pumpkin growing in India since 645 AD, and since then it has been incorporated into the country's cuisine due to its nutrition and sweet profile. According to Healthline, the flesh of the fruit is packed with a variety of vitamins and minerals, and even the seeds are edible, which means there is very little food waste when it comes to the pumpkin. The pumpkin plays an important role in religious holidays in India. It is known to be enjoyed during celebrations like Makar Sankranti, where the fruit is made into pumpkin curry and sweet pumpkin raitha. According to the Belly Rules the Mind, pumpkin, known as kaddu in India, is often used in Kayastha regional celebrations where it is cut into cubes and served with onions and spices as a savory, tangy dish accompanied by potatoes and flatbreads. Kaddu is meant to be both an enrichment for the body and the soul, and is even accessible to those fasting for holidays. Those who are observing fasting diets simply remove onions and add only a little salt. Kaddu recipes traditionally use orange pumpkin, but South Indian dishes use white pumpkin as an ingredient. White pumpkins, though they look dissimilar from their orange companions, taste nearly the same, but white pumpkins tend to be a touch sweeter, via DM coffee. Kuttu is a common white pumpkin stew in South India that provides vitamins and can reduce blood pressure, according to Subu's Kitchen.
There are thousands of different varieties of apples including Fuji, Gala, Red Delicious, Golden Delicious, Pink Lady and Granny Smith. Apples and India. Indian lemons are known as Nimbu in Hindi, Champra in Manipuri, and Alumikai in Tamil. The Indian flying fox, also known as the greater Indian fruit bat, is a species of flying fox native to the Indian subcontinent. It is one of the largest bats in the world. It is of interest as a disease vector, as it is capable of transmitting several viruses to humans. It is nocturnal and feeds mainly on ripe fruits, such as mangoes and bananas, and nectar. This species is often regarded as vermin due to its destructive tendencies towards fruit farms, but the benefits of its pollination and seed propagation often outweigh the impacts of its fruit consumption. India's largest bat. Indian flying fox. Bat gods, fruit royalty. Twitter.com/HellsKitchenFox.
As of 1999, the longest-lived member of its genus lived for 31 years and 5 months in captivity. Nesabahe, Passenger Princess, out 726, first single off of my second album, Aftercare. I love you. Nessa ponto elenica ponto to Passenger Princess. The king welcomed 46 European leaders at a reception at the European Political Community meeting at Blenheim Palace yesterday. Members of His Majesty's government were also in attendance. www.twitter.com/status/1814301816252662139. Zephyr Dancing with Flora by Giovanni Maria Benzoni, 1870. The Eye of the Gull. A foal swimming in a river in the south of France. www.twitter.com/GunsN'RosesGirl3. A sutra genre text with terse aphoristic verses that have survived into the modern era with different bias, commentaries. The text is a mix of prose and Anustab meter poetry verses. The Kama Sutra is neither exclusively nor predominantly a sex manual on sex positions, but rather a guide on the art of living well, the nature of love, finding partners, maintaining sex life, and other aspects pertaining to pleasure-oriented faculties.
Love Angels and Royalty. The Kama Sutra /KM Sutra / Sanskrit, Kam Sutra, Principles of Love is an ancient Indian Hindu Sanskrit text on sexuality, eroticism, and emotional fulfillment. The Kama Sutra is an ancient Hindu text that discusses many aspects of love. Paris Hilton. 11:11. You'll never change the nature of an animal or supernatural being. Moonlit Night, 1818, by Jacques-Christophe Miville. People are sad statues. Let's Dance. Roman Ruins, by Charles Louis Clarisseau, 1721-1820. I'm vibing, I'm bordering to club mix/danks. www.x.com/MadisonChart. Can't imagine how happy we are to have finally played in Portugal after our fans have been asking for it for years. Last night was super fun, super crazy, and of course super bach, super rock. SBSR. Obrigado, marca de beijo. www.x.com/thisisamaneskin. Have you ever been curious to hear the stories of our haunted childhood home? 3w.x.com/Dakota We go very in-depth for the first time ever in the 60-minute podcast. Green Apple Eyes. 3w.x.com/Green3AMS